It was supposed to be a quiet weekend. Clara had inherited an old countryside manor from a distant aunt she barely remembered, a woman her family never spoke about. The house stood on the edge of a forgotten English village, wrapped in mist, surrounded by ancient oaks that creaked like they were whispering secrets to each other. When Clara arrived, the air felt heavy, almost aware of her presence. The key turned in the rusted lock with a groan, and the door opened into darkness. The scent of dust and candle wax filled her lungs. Everything inside looked untouched for decades, except one thing. In the grand hallway hung a massive portrait. It was of a young woman, pale as moonlight, her eyes painted in a way that made them seem alive. The brass plate beneath it read, Eleanor Blackwood, 1889. Clara stared at the painting for a while. The woman's gaze followed her every step. When Clara turned away, she could swear she heard a soft whisper. It was almost a sigh, her own name. That night, she decided to sleep in the master bedroom upstairs. The old house groaned with every breath of wind, and the ticking of an antique clock echoed down the hall. Around midnight, Clara awoke to a faint sound, like someone walking slowly across the floorboards outside her door. Tap, tap, tap. She froze. The step stopped right outside. Then silence. Clara held her breath, staring at the door handle. It trembled slightly, as if touched by invisible fingers. Then a whisper came again, soft, fragile, almost sad. Why did you come back? Her heart pounded. She switched on her phone's flashlight and crept toward the door. When she opened it, the corridor was empty, but the portrait downstairs was no longer hanging straight. It tilted slightly, and the woman's eyes seemed to look directly up the stairs. The next morning, Clara decided she must have imagined it. Old houses played tricks, she told herself. She made tea, sat by the dusty window, and flipped through a box of her aunt's letters. Most were written in elegant handwriting, all addressed to Eleanor, but the last one made her skin crawl. It read, "If she returns, do not let her near the mirror. She belongs to the painting now." That night, Clara couldn't sleep. She lit a candle and walked to the hallway. The portrait seemed darker, the background fading into black. And something was different. The woman in the painting now smiled. Suddenly, a breeze swept through the corridor, though all the windows were shut. The candle flickered violently, and the whisper returned, louder this time, desperate, pleading. "Help me." Clara's reflection in the glass frame rippled like water. Then it blinked. But she hadn't. Her body froze. From inside the painting, a pale hand pressed against the canvas, stretching the surface as if trying to break through. The smile on Eleanor's face twisted into something monstrous. The candle went out. Clara stumbled backward, trying to run, but the air felt thick, heavy, like invisible fingers wrapping around her throat. In the dark, she heard her own voice whisper back to her from inside the painting, "It's your turn." When morning came, the villagers noticed the manor's front door standing wide open. No one found Clara. But on the wall, beneath the brass plate, the portrait had changed. Now there were two women in it. One smiling, and one screaming.